And one of the first things we're going to talk about is replacing one of these D-cell batteries with an double A battery. People say, well, why did you want to do this? This weighs 4 times as much, lasts 4 times as much, but it costs 4 times as much as a double A battery. And also, if you use a lot of field phones, I have, when I set my display up to take it to a show, I actually have to get 70 D-cell batteries. So that's a lot of batteries and it's a lot of weight. Most of the phones will operate on this. It's the same voltage. You just got a little, the milliamp hours or how long it'll last is not as long as this, but it's enough to power the phone. So what I did is I invested in some of these. This is a AA to D-cell adapter, and I've got several of them. They're all basically the same. The color of the plastic and such is different manufacturers, but they all function the same. Basically, the battery fits in the back right here and clips in place, and that's the positive contact. And the negative contact, as you can see, how it lines up. The only real issue I found with these, I've tried them in a lot of different field phones I have, is you have to make sure that the contacts inside the field phone actually will hit the contact if you're using one of these adapters. I have some phones that the contact actually touches the rim and not the center, and it won't work. One of the Swedish, the TNA, or whatever, the big Swedish phone I have won't work with this because the contacts are on the outside. But I've tried this with a TA312 or a TA43. EE8 it works good with. Pretty much all the NATO style or Western cell phones that are designed to hold a D-cell battery, with the exception of that Swedish one, works well with one of these. Now, as far as how long will it last, a field phone doesn't draw a whole lot of amperage, is what makes the talk battery work. And a D-cell, yeah, it's going to last 4 times as long, but with the draw on it, this would last, double A's going to last a pretty long time also. Also, these are, I use a lot of rechargeable double A's, and the reason is just because they're rechargeable, I'm trying to convert most of my display over. Because like I said, when I set up, it's 70 D-cell batteries, and I actually have to go through this one. It's okay. I have to go through, and I usually inspect my batteries about once a month, and I usually throw some out because they're always starting to, get juicy, I call it, and start corroding and ooze stuff. So it gives you the ability to not have to carry a lot of these. This is 70 of these. I think I figured out was almost 23 pounds of just batteries, and 70 of this is, a quarter of that is basically a quarter of the weight of that. So it's an option for people who want to try it. I don't want to push it upon people if you're not, if you want to be a purist and try to use D-cells, but it's cost savings, weight savings, it works overall. I also have one of these. This is a C-cell adapter for it. It allows you to use it in a C-cell instead of a C-cell battery. And I'm going to try this in my TA838 and my TA341s that are running point-to-point, instead of having to get C-cell batteries. So basically, we're going to replace one of these with one of these using one of these. Here are the different ones. Like I said, they're not that much. I ordered them on eBay, and it's whatever you want to do with it. You want to try them, go ahead and try them. If not, do what you will. If you don't want to, go ahead and keep using D-cells, but I'm just throwing this out there for data. Thanks for watching. Okay, now we're going to talk about the next part of the video. We're going to talk about powering field phones using external batteries. Not all field phones have this capability. A lot of them do. The EE8 does. And why would you want to do this? Well, one of the reasons is if the battery compartment gets dinged up. And I've been at shows and had people try to sell me phones that might go to me and say, hey, buy this phone. And you look in it and the battery compartment is all corroded up and the springs are missing or bent or corroded so bad that if you tried to clean them, they would break off. Or, and that's pretty much it. I've also had people contact me saying, hey, I bought this at a yard sale and the battery compartment's bad. What do I do? Well, you're not going to get parts for it. There is another option. It's possible by using an external battery, 3 volts. There's points on here. I point out, this is one of them right here, and the other one is right here. They're actually marked battery. This one right here is marked battery plus. This was marked battery minus. And then by using a battery pack, this is a AA one, we'll go ahead and I'll throw under first. and it lines up and you hooks up. There's a little hole inside there. You've got to get this. There we go. And this one hooks up here on this spot right here. But basically, this is the handset connection. It provides power to the handset for the talk battery. We'll go ahead and get the handset out now. Let's try it out. Test one, two. Loud and clear. You got side tone on, so this is an option for you. The reason this originally was done with the E8 was when it came out in the late 30s and early 40s. D cells were round. You couldn't always get them. They were always so very common to get the big square, round dry cell batteries, or even square dry cell batteries. And you could set it outside the phone, use a scrap of wire. You could connect it up like this, and it would work. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and disconnect this and set this one aside. And we're going to look at connecting an external battery on a TA312 or a TA43. Now this is sort of a timely one because I've gotten a lot of calls and questions about this. And if you open your TA312 or your 43 up, there's two screws here that screw up and down that are marked battery, and that's exactly what they're for. They're for connecting an external 3-volt battery power supply. And we'll go ahead and we turn this off. We'll connect this up on here. It's not polarity sensitive. They're not marked plus or minus. So we'll go ahead and we'll put this one on this one. And this one on this one. Turn it on and let's see what we got. Test 1, 2, 3. Yep, loud and clear. You got side tone, so this will work. I said this is sort of timely because I mean, people ask questions about, well, can I hook a 9-volt battery up to these, or a 6-volt battery, or whatever. I'm not going to say yay or nay. The system is designed to work with a 3-volt battery. I've seen people operate them on 6-volt lantern batteries. It works. I'm not going to comment yay or nay on it. It's your phone. Do as you please, but if you want to hook an external battery up, that's where you do it. And that's how it works with a TA312 and an E8. Next, I'm going to shut down. I'm going to bring over some of the other European phones that are available. You see them on eBay or just place to buy that you can power with an external battery. Okay, next we're going to look at some European phones that run on D cells, but also have the ability to hook up an external battery. First one we're going to look at is the Dane T58, works on 2 D cells, but it also has a point right here to connect a 3-volt battery source. Once again, like I said, it's your field phone. If you want to try running something else on there, 6-volt or 9-volt, that's your business. But this is where you would hook it up at. It's actually made to do with field wire versus this little thin wire on here. There we go. Probably need to clean these too. This is the first time I've ever done this with this phone, so this is a new thing for me also. So let's go ahead and do this one now. Okay, it's on it. Let's check for side tone. Oh, duh, we got to turn it on first. Yep, there we go, side tone, interesting. So we know that works. This is the same thing, same reasoning on this battery. D cells weren't always available. It lets you take a commercial dry cell, the appropriate voltage that wouldn't fit in the battery compartment, and run it for make the phone work. Next, we're going to look at the Austrian SFP 800, which is interesting because it's got a dialer on it also. I'm going to spin this around. The actual connection points for the external battery are actually right here on the end, and on this phone these are actually polarity sensitive with the positive and negative, and it works similar to that Danish phone. You got to get the wires underneath the contact terminals and you tighten them up. This one I've tried this with before, so I know I wanted to make sure that it worked, just to not look like a crazy on a video. And here we go. Test 1 2 3 3 2 1. Yep, loud and clear. Same thing with this phone. It gives you the ability to hook an external 3-volt battery and a 3-volt source on it. If you want to try something else, it's your phone, and that's up to you to do. I'm not going to say yay or nay, but that's where you would cut up at. Next, Yugoslavian M63, which you see quite a few of these out there. Same thing, designed for to use D-cell batteries. It's got these 2 points right here. These are the battery points. Just like the TA312, they're not, or TA43, they're not labeled. They're marked for polarity. You just screw the little cap down tight and it gets on the wire. Apologize, my hands just don't move like they used to. That's when they're good and tight. Turn it on, and there we go. Maybe it is polarity sensitive. That's interesting. Let's try it again here. Probably wouldn't hurt to clean the contacts up on this so they work better. There we go. Oh, so it is polarity sensitive. So that's a Yugoslav M63 with an external battery pack. And this one, this is the German phone. I'm going to look at this one because this is interesting. It isn't made to do that, but I had a friend that bought 2 of these at a, believe it or not, a flea market. And he got them home, and he was so excited, and he went to use them, and guess what? There were no battery compartments in it. So he's trying to figure out how the heck am I going to power this thing? And I had him look into it, and I said, well, there should be an external battery cable or connector inside it. He pulled it out, and that's this thing right here. So what we ended up doing is taking and connecting this up. It goes right inside the compartment, fits on the prongs or whatever the connector where the battery compartment would fit. Then we took I'm going to use some alligator clips. Tesla tube. And there we go. So basically what I did is we just took an alligator clipped the battery onto the prongs of this. He eventually, it broke his heart, cutting the end off of this and permanently put one of these on it. But I'm just saying that's one of the things that gives you the option if you run into that situation where you can use the phone without having the original battery parts with it. I'm going to go ahead and shut down. We're going to get out one more phone we're going to look at that uses a rather interesting approach to external power.